thing ever right there.
It was not a Kevin thing.
Trash to Cash, Erotica Cast. How's it going? I'm Dave,
Time
the NC Builder, and as
to get
always,
erotic with
we're
Trash
with
to Cash
Carrie,
people.
the American Arbitrage Gentleman, and then Kevin, the guy in Virginia. How's it going, Kevin?
I just
Carrie?
want everybody to know, if there is me flipping the bird in a thumbnail, it is totally Photoshopped.
There's no way.
Totally
We don't have the
Photoshopped.
technology for that, Kevin. The
Did
only
you
way
see
for
the
that to
screenshot
happen,
though, Carrie? I sent it to you on the WhatsApp. Yeah, you'll have to enjoy that. It's a good one. Kevin was just mad at us because he couldn't get his microphone working, and he just starts flipping us the bird.
It's just sometimes, man.
Know what happened.
Sometimes he gets so aggressive.
So a little bit of professionalism from
show
Kevin
the camera.
wouldn't.
Show the camera.
Wait, you're saying you sent? What did you send it via? It's not on my Trash to
app?
Oh, it's a Carrie technology
I'm
problem?
looking. It's not on Trash. It's not on the Trash to Cash one.
You got to check Tina's messages because that's where I sent it.
Tina's oh.
Are you not logged into Tina's account?
You didn't.
So
you didn't even
professional.
send it. Okay. Do you want me to show everybody?
I think you should.
eBay sale
yeah.
of the week.
Look at
Look
this.
at that.
Look at this.
Look how
Look at this.
unprofessional that was.
What are you doing?
Look at that. Wow,
Now I
dude.
have to tell the story
Yeah.
of why this happened.
No.
I don't think so. I
You
think
were
context-
irate. You were irate. You were yelling at your family who's
He
upstairs.
was mad. He was mad that I haven't done enough Dibdit auctions lately. He's like, Dave, do some Dibdit auctions.
Do some Dibdit auctions. I'm tired about
I'm moving.
talking about it. What did you speak? 90 minutes straight on Nashville Flippers podcast? You just went off and they just
Did he
watched.
just shill it
It was
the whole
good.
time?
It was good, honestly. I was inspired by it. I'm like, oh, wait, we can do that on Dibdit? What?
Yeah,
What?
That's impressive.
I learned a lot about Dibdit, honestly.
I like that my scenery is now hot water heater. I think
you,
that's
just,
really
you
attractive.
upgraded to a hot water heater.
It's not what I wanted, but it's what happened.
I'm jealous, though, Dave, that you're even...
Are you jealous?
I know you've been struggling with this and whatever, but the fact that you get to create something like that in your garage just makes me jealous. I like it.
Do you even have a garage?
No.
I didn't think so. Today, so I've set up a Dibdit cart. Okay, Carrie's seen the makings of the Dibdit cart.
It's cool.
But it actually, it's really dumb and cheesy, actually.
No, I like
I don't
it.
think you need as much space as you think you do. You're talking about all these shelves and
Well,
stuff.
first
I'm
check
like,
this out. Alexa, turn on studio lights. Boom. Check that
Whoa.
out.
Awesome.
Huh?
Oh,
Huh?
my gosh,
How
dude.
cool is that? Okay, wait, let
Dude,
me show you
just
this.
so much
Got this cigar
inedible
chair.
keto is going to go down right over there. Look at that.
I love it. It's like Disneyland for YouTubers and resellers.
So you see my Dibdit cart there? On the left, it's got a little cup holder. On the right, it's got a little pen holder. It's got a little shelf and then an iPad holder. So I'll just mount the iPad here. And then I can roll it around the garage to different
so
shelves.
good.
So I can do an auction and put all the stuff on that shelf, or then that shelf, or then that shelf over there. And I can kind of, and then if you look up in the sky, I put one of those retractable power cords so that I can, if I'm low on battery,
It's called
bring
the
the power
ceiling, by
cord.
the way.
Yeah, what did I call it?
See, this
The
is what I'm
sky.
jealous of.
This guy,
All
yeah.
the, like-
Yeah, I
So
can.
you
I
got,
can
you
literally
have,
charge
but you
anywhere.
have, you
kinda
have
cool.
like a kind of a chintzy barn door behind you. That's something to be proud of.
Kevin does, yeah. He's got an out-of-fashion barn door, so there's that.
Just in, yeah, it's Bedford, so they're like 7 to 9 years behind whatever's happening in America.
Anyways, yeah, it was pretty
Seriously,
fun.
though, isn't it? Wasn't it? I mean, I'm sure it's been stressful,
cool.
but in some ways, it had to be kind of fun.
Yeah, it was, Kevin. All of those, like, okay, all of those like lights and cameras and stuff, they're like permanently wired.
Yeah.
See how they're permanently wired there?
Freaking cool.
Did you set up the
This-
TikTok one yet? Are you thinking about it still?
I need to do that. I need to buy a camera though.
Well, I know you're whining
So-
about money on your last flipper video, but
Yeah.
this is such a good investment in a.
Yeah,
it
I'm
is
investing for the future.
Totally.
Focus. There we go.
It's like a new shed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shed Flips. You ever go to
Yeah, remember him?
shedflips.com?
Remember him? Guys without a job.
Remember Lonnie? Remember
Remember?
Candace? I remember.
Remember?
Make content. Am I in and out? Because you guys are in and out. Do I need to change my internet?
No, we're seeing you clear as day.
You don't really. You could take the
That's all that
sunglasses
matters.
I don't think there's going to be a
Yeah,
moment where you're going to need
nighttime.
them.
It's nighttime, Kevin. It's nighttime.
Well, yeah, it's all right.
So, I filled up one of my shelves, but not the other. So
See,
I'm gonna have to be
I don't
buying
think-
some stuff.
You were talking about 6 shelves and you wanted 8? I don't understand. Why do you think you need so many shelves if you're doing live selling?
No, I may not. I don't know. I mean, I used to have 9. I'm down to 6. That might be okay. I don't know.
Yeah, totally
I don't
okay.
know.
You don't
Yeah,
need
so
8.
that's kinda
You
where
were
I'm
just
at.
trying to find something to say on your channel because you had nothing to say. Because you were
I have
reselling.
a lot to say. Not reselling stuff, but other stuff. I'm really thinking about starting to work again here this week, though. I'm strongly
this week,
considering
this
it.
Week?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, see, I had in my head, I'm like, I got to do 5 more sales this week, and then I'm taking a week.
Yeah,
when
you
you come
should.
back,
You
I'm
should.
taking a week off of live selling.
Well,
One
okay,
whole
so
week.
here's the thing. Tomorrow, the plan was to edit because I'm out of videos. You know, that happens. And then I was going to cook on Tuesday because I'm out of videos for that too. But then my dad's coming over to help me with a few more projects we haven't finished on Tuesday. So really Wednesday I can cook. And then Thursday I'm going to travel. So I don't know, maybe I won't do a lot. I think I can do 1 to 2 auctions this week, Kevin. I think I can do 1 to 2 auctions.
I had to
So-
change my schedule. I thought I was going to do a Thursday auction, but then I realized I have to go to.
was
the-
wondering-
Kevin,
That's
Carrie,
right,
remember
yeah.
that time? Remember that time I was a terrible influence this weekend and forced
Yes.
you not to work?
I finished my video though, dude, and it's performing really well, and my auction
Good.
went well, so it really didn't make a difference. I have to always remind myself that, like, if I make money in 2 days or today, it's really not that big of a difference.
I have
Yes.
really enjoyed.
I can't
when
wait a
Carrie
month.
says eBay is dying. That I've had really good weeks. This week I can't say that. It's
Yeah.
been I
Exactly.
made
So
tons
they kind of had like one of those last second comebacks that something dying has, and now it's
Your
probably
mic
time.
still seems to be real hot, Carrie. Can you turn it down a scotch?
Yeah,
I don't know why
I'm
you're much
hearing,
louder
like-
than Kevy.
I'm hearing like background stuff too.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
hearing
not
my AC,
No.
which I can turn off. But even if I turn it off, the other air handler is right there. So I have 2 air handlers right next to where I record.
Should have bought a different house. Dave's
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
move
That's what I was
again.
going to say. One
More
solution is a
content.
new house.
Okay, I could turn on my noise. Really, I don't know the solution. Well, when I use my normal mic again, which I just need to find one more cord, then I can use my good mic. I just can't find it. I don't know where the heck it went. But by
Oh,
next week, I'll
better
have my
audio.
normal mic. What's that?
Yeah. Better audio
Yes,
than Dave.
you have better audio than me today. That is very, very.
By
true.
talking
Weird.
really soft and sweet.
Oh my gosh! Why am I so
my gosh.
aroused? Kevin, don't do that. The nursing home's gonna have like 80
Exactly,
EKG
dude.
machines required.
I thought I was
bringing
gonna quit
people
this
back
week.
to life right now as we speak.
Kevin was doing ASMR again. Call the ambulance.
I figured
Exactly.
we could keep
the
this
greatest
charade
generation is dropping like froth
Window
flies
went
right
down.
now.
Or fries.
I
All right,
could
what
keep
Kevin?
the
fries?
charade going, and I could have just not showed up this week, and you could have like done a whole another like April Fools that I'm.
Oh,
done.
how did they like the joke you guys came
think
up
they
with? I was
liked
not
it.
on board. You know, Were
Most
they
people
mad?
said
Oh,
we were
yeah.
good at acting. Most people.
Most
That's
people-
all I
You guys
cared
are
People
about.
said we were
Terrible.
terrible.
You
That
were
was-
terrible.
I think
You know
it's
what?
You know
new
us
thing.
though.
You seen this
Kevin
new
was the
thing
worst one.
on YouTube? Oh, well, thanks.
At
Appreciate
acting.
it.
Yeah, which is surprising because he acts all the time.
Well,
in
Carrie
videos.
is
true.
a thespian after all.
Yes, he is. What's the new thing on YouTube, Gramps?
This ad thing. This have
The
you
ads
seen
on
it?
YouTube are new there, buddy?
Yeah, I
No,
hate
they
that.
Have you
just
lived so
managed-
high on the horse that you've been on premium for all this
they
time and now
no. Well, yeah, I don't see the ads. That's just cool. You don't do premium?
I do
No.
premium
I
on
want
one
to
of my
support
2
creators,
accounts.
Kevin. I want to
One
support
of my 2
creators, so I watch
accounts.
the
Creators.
ads.
You
One of my
put these
4
ads in
accounts.
here, and then they automatically do the automatic ad slot thing, and then they tell
Yeah.
you which ads won't run and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's a pain, and then you have to wait to fix it because you don't want to have too many ads in a video. It's like pain in the butt. And I've had
Kevin,
people complaining
imagine
about it.
being in a world where you didn't look at any YouTube at all. YouTube
Yeah.
Studio, nothing for the
How-
last month. That would be the world I'm living
How
in.
long would Kevin last in a salt mine? Like an hour
Uh,
before he passed away, or 30 minutes?
What? Wait, why is he dying in the salt mine? I don't know.
No, I'm just saying. Like, what if Kevin had to have a real job? You know what I mean? Not where he's
Oh,
just
if he was
worried about,
working.
like,
Okay.
yeah. What? And he's just worried about ads on YouTube.
Kevin could
What-
be
what
the
a-
canary in the coal mine.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
when he's dead, you know,
You
there's
know
a lot
it.
of toxic fumes because he's just a little guy. Like he can endure.
Yeah, he
what
might
we
be
can
able to get
endure.
under some of the toxic fumes, though. They rise to the top, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't
hate
notice Kevin because of the not doing any work.
Well, they double
Uh,
up these ads, and then people are like, oh, I just got an ad in 10 seconds. I'm like, this is just driving me nuts.
I did notice I looked at one of my videos the other day and no one's watching them. That I noticed.
What are you talking about?
On my picker channel?
Video. Oh, your picker channel.
Yeah.
The one you
Yeah.
actually are a reseller on instead
Yes.
of this one?
Yes.
You've
'Cause
lost
everyone
your
watches
credibility
that
as a
channel.
reseller.
My reselling channel's in the dumps. My garage makeover channel's doing fantastic.
Just go with the flow, man. Just go with the flow. The reselling picker garage sale channels are going out of style anyway, like eBay. It's all going downhill. Now it's about just being yourself on camera.
We just need John to have his once a year 10 million view video and it wakes all our channels up.
Exactly.
Come on, Cincy. Get to work. We got a job for you. Carrie, I went and saw a movie without you today.
Why? That's
But
not
we'll
very
talk about
nice.
that in a minute. Before we talk about that, let's talk about how I was a bad influence. Tell the people what I did.
You wanted to go see the Minecraft movie, and I did say I have to work. I'm like, I have to work. I can't. But we had to
And
stop
I
by your
said,
house.
but imagine if you didn't work.
No, but you already kind of felt the vibe that I was throwing down. It's like
didn't
I am
really wanna work.
I am very easily swayed on this though. And you were like, but do you want to go? And I'm like, oh, okay then. That was that. So we saw the Minecraft movie, which was really good. I don't know much about
It was
Minecraft.
weirdly good, guys.
It was weirdly good. It was done by the guy who does Napoleon Dynamite and Gentleman Broncos.
It was subtle,
Jared
subtle
Hess.
ridiculous humor in a sense.
Yeah,
Not
it had a
often
few. Yeah.
that I get to chime in on these conversations.
Okay.
But that was the craziest movie watching experience of my life.
Why?
Because the people, they were rowdy.
Yeah, were
weren't
they
that
like
rowdy in ours.
were they clapping
Oh
when
my
it's like
gosh.
I am Steve
The
and
whole
everything?
time, people clapping, people jumping out of their seats.
Dude,
I'm like,
we
what
got
is
everybody
it?
to
What are we
clap
doing?
at the end of Minecraft. That was
We
fun.
did. We started the slow clap. Me and Carrie. I was like, "Yo, at the end, let's clap." And everybody
Dave's like,
clapped,
at the
yeah.
end, let's clap, and we just started clapping, and everybody did it.
It was really just because I wanted to, because I liked it so much, and I just didn't want to be alone.
It was honestly good. I played an hour and a half of Minecraft with Dave, and that honestly helped me understand like 30% more than what I would.
La,
I
la,
had
lava chicken.
Never played Minecraft. I know nothing about it, and I enjoyed the movie.
It was fun. It was a fun, stupid movie. You know, it was the epitome of a popcorn movie. You just go, you
kinda
turn
like
your
the
brain
podcast.
off, you brain rot, and you just
Yeah, we are
enjoy
kind of
your
like a
stupid
popcorn
jokes.
podcast.
I
Like-
never knew that I wanted Kevin. This is my kids. My daughter Annabelle was cracking up the whole movie because in her mind, right when the movie started, she decided I was Momoa, Carrie was Jack Black.
Yeah,
And the
exactly.
whole time she said it's Dave and Carrie, right? and so like
I
when
kinda get it.
when Carrie's riding my back with the elytra wings,
don't
and then
give
we're
away
having
the
to
movie.
do well, that's fine. Just imagine Carrie riding on my back. Me, of course, being Jason Momoa. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm Jack Black.
And the kids were just cracking up.
It's
at
funny
this
too
moment.
because it's a throwback to like when I was younger. One of my buddies, his little boy, used to call me Panda because of Kung Fu Panda. So it
okay.
reminded, yeah. So
It
it's not
kinda
the first
gave me-
time.
I was trying to think of my kids, and it kind of gave me like Goonies feel. Not for me,
Yeah, I can
but
see
for
that.
my kids. Just the innovation in it, and the gadgets, and the building, and the whole thing. It just was.
It was so dumb. The plot was so dumb,
Oh,
but
it's
somehow it was so fun.
It was like one of the honestly, it was one of those movies where the plot usually it matters, but like I could care less about the plot. That was just an excuse for the goofiness, and it was fun, and it was
Well, like when
I don't
Jack
know what
Black
it was.
shows up with the diamond armor, he's so fat and it's just like coming off. And I'm
I
like,
think
that's
it's
what I was
also
like-
like Jack Black, no matter how stupid it is, fully commits. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he
To
does
whatever
commit,
bit he
yeah.
is doing, and it works
was
really well.
funny.
So if you guys haven't seen
enjoyed
Minecraft yet, it's
So no
probably
sourcing?
Minecraft
Listen, it made
then
158
Godfather,
million.
then Oppenheimer.
It made 158 million. They thought it was going to make like 40 million. So
Oh yeah, it's gonna make a ton of money.
It's
I
gonna
told my
make-
wife
it's
it's
gonna
Uh-oh,
be
here
really
comes the
$35 million.
Roblox movie. Here comes like every
Dude, the
random
Roblox
Fortnite's getting a
movie-
movie now. Fortnite's getting a movie, right?
I don't know. Epic Games is struggling, so maybe.
No, I'm just
maybe.
saying like anything they can dip into, right?
Dude, they can do a lot more Minecraft movies because the plot was so like not really on theme with like the actual game plot. They could make like 10 more movies, just random plots of other people discovering the world. I don't know.
Y'all remember the time you had a movie channel? You could have done
Yeah,
all this
remember.
garbage on that.
I
channel.
remember that.
remember.
But
We're
okay,
bringing
so
it
I went
back.
to the movies without you
2026.
today, Carrie, and I saw the new Finn Wolfhard movie or whatever.
Oh
What's
yeah,
his
yeah.
name?
The hell! Why didn't you
It
wait
was
for me,
alright.
man?
Well, because so I had to go to IKEA to return some countertops that arrived super late, and it's an hour away. You know how it is. And I was like in Orlando, And I text Tina and I said, I'm going to go see if the movie theater has any good popcorn buckets. Because you know that Cinemark has good popcorn buckets.
It does.
I really wanted a Minecraft one. They didn't have one. And then I was there and I was like, I'm at the movies, Tina. I'm going to watch a movie.
It's a good life right there.
Yeah, I was an hour away. I was like, I don't think Carrie's going to want to come to Orlando to see this random movie.
I was in Orlando yesterday.
Impromptu decided to watch today. It would have been hard for you to get there in time, since when I showed up, it was starting in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was busy anyway. I was actually
I
getting
think
my
you did an
video
auction.
done. Yeah, I did an auction. It went really well on Dibdit Cards.
On dibdit.com, dibditcards.com?
Dibditcards.com. America's favorite place to shop for sports cards.
And how many people
Allegedly.
were in your auction?
Gosh, I don't worry about numbers, Dave.
Yeah, numbers are just
I don't know.
construct.
But if I was 73, I don't know.
If you cared,
it
it
was
would be
40 to
around
70, I don't know.
That's cool. That's cool.
Man.
Who was
We
your
had
number
enough
one
to
buyer?
sell
You guys
stuff.
not source anymore, Dave? You haven't even done any garage sales yet?
I have not sourced in like a month and a half.
I
There
did
was an
3
amazing
days
looking...
of hours looking in bargain boxes. That is
He
sourcing.
bought a lot.
That's why
He bought a lot.
I
He
bought
bought
like
thousands.
$1,000 worth of cards in the last 3
wow.
days.
Yeah.
Or last
Which
4
is
days.
Why you
So,
ran
Kevin-
for 2 hours?
Yeah, well, I
he
got
did a long
it. Didn't
shot.
even put a dent in the cards I got
I
either,
know.
which is pretty
Did
cool.
you
That's
Feeling
why.
bad
get
for
back
Ginger
your-
Card Kingdom.
your
I'm like,
cost?
ugh, killing
Huh?
your show.
Did you earn back your cost yet? Or you got to do another
No.
auction to get there?
No, I spent roughly 1,000, and I did I grossed like 360 in 2 hours, and
Right, 3
I
auctions.
sold I got about 1,400 cards, give or take, maybe 1,300 something cards, and I think I sold less. I maybe sold 100. Maybe
You want to talk about the
150.
weirdness with that buy, or you don't want to
do
talk
good.
about it?
Ooh,
The weirdness
is
with
this
the
another
buy.
back out?
Yeah, the reason you came back to Ormond that day.
Oh, that wasn't really weird though. I mean, that wasn't that strange.
Kinda
So
weird.
he had, well, I don't know. Like, so he had messaged me, the K&T guy. He said there was like some and I know he collects wrestling cards. They might have been for his collection or something. And there was like, he's like, those wrestling cards, which I bought 11 of them because I, believe it or not, I know I'm lazy, Carrie, but I went home and I organized all 1,000+ cards that I bought that day, 1,200, and I by sports, so that when people ask for baseball or basketball or wrestling,
Was this at
I
a
have it
flea
ready.
market?
No, this is a card shop.
Oh, it's
This is
a
a
card
card
shop.
shop, but
About
he's like,
that many at a
there
card
was
shop?
wrestling cards in there that were not supposed to be in the dollar box. His worker put them in there on accident. So I'm like, I got 11 of them. I'll bring them back to you. And then he looked at them and he only took 2 of them that he needed, and I traded for 2 cards, and then we were good.
So basically, he took him back, which, you know, can happen at a yard sale. You buy the heirloom,
but-
and they say,
But
hey, I
it'd
want
be
you to bring
another
it back.
Well, it's
back out
different-
card guy video.
No, but it's
except for
different.
he'd
No,
be the
it's
back
different
out
for
card guy.
yeah. If it was like a random, you know, like what you do with old ladies at yard sales, Kevin, where you just
Oh, I got a
totally
story about
screw them
that.
over and you leave them high and dry, and they need the money. For me, it's a little bit different. I'm just kidding. But for me, it was like I have a relationship with that guy. I go buy cards from him every week. So
Yeah.
if he wants something,
Oh, I'm just
plus
teasing.
it's
I'm just
reasonable. Yeah.
thinking of content, you know. So
Plus, Carrie
No, I
did
could've.
look them up. They were not super valuable cards.
I would honestly,
It wouldn't have
I don't
mattered.
care what they would have been worth. If he wanted them, I'm not gonna. No amount of money really is worth ruining a relationship over. Especially a place where I can get footage and cards consistently. It'd be
Which,
stupid.
by the way, if you don't give me that $8 you owe me, we're done.
What do I owe you $8 for?
We'll talk about it off screen.
All
right, Kevin, so-
wait, old lady story. Old lady story. So I post a video on. It's from I don't know, maybe 5-6 months ago. I post a clip from a video, and I bought some stuff from an older lady, and oh my gosh, this was another one of those just absolutely crushing me. And all right, so here's the deal. So I bought.
I think I
she
remember
had
now.
a
I'll
hockey
pay.
jersey. A hockey. Oh, you're what you owe him for?
I think I remember owing him money, but I don't remember for what. But
You don't
a
owe me
hockey-
any money, Carrie.
I don't know. You made me feel bad.
He's all stressed
I was
out
making
about
a
it.
joke.
I don't like owing people money, man.
It was topical. We were just talking about not ruining relationships for small amount of monies. Hey, sometimes your brain's just not firing.
All right,
He's
can
still
I tell
know
thinking
I
he
have
owes me
feelings.
$8. He
I
still
have
thinks he owes me
feelings.
$8. He's still thinking that.
I have feelings, David.
I'm gonna find this video. Here. I'm gonna find it.
Oh, be careful
The
which
lady wanted-
browser you click on, Kev.
She wanted $25 for a vintage New York Rangers jersey with no name, no tag. That I ended up selling for like $39. She wanted $25 for a Viking sweater that I ended up selling for about the same. And there was a Notre Dame banner. She only wanted 2 for it.
Dude, you're so good at this.
And well, listen, that's $52 for like $80 worth of stuff. And so I'm like,
so you paid $52 for $80.
No, I didn't pay
stuff.
that. I paid. I said 2 for. I told her I'd give you 25 for both of them, so $27 into 80. That's a stretch to me, and I'm getting shredded.
But you're also
in the
making
comments.
$150 on the video.
Yeah, you're also making plenty on the video. You could have paid full price and then some and still been profitable, correct?
Sure, Kevin.
Because
Have
that's
you thought about
compelling
that?
video. How to go to a yard sale and lose money.
It's Harry Tornado's YouTube model right there.
His whole channel at this point.
Add
wanna buy
soap
some
and you're
soap?
there.
Add soap. I lose money on the shoes, but I'm making a fortune on the soap.
Soap. Okay, so Kevin told a story. I think everyone got their fix of that.
Yeah.
No, the point was.
Oh, no,
that
that's enough.
the
We're good.
No,
Thank you, though.
I'm telling this story
No,
because
we're
it was the
plenty
old lady
fine.
comment. You know how the first comment in a video sometimes everybody piles on, like
Yes.
the first intriguing one. You know.
Well, on your videos, yes, I've seen it.
It was something about I've watched these videos, but I can't stand anybody who negotiates with children and old people. You just don't ever do that. You just
Me either.
pay them
I
what they
agree.
want for it.
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, whatever. Come on.
true.
Old people aren't stupid.
You're old, though, so it's fair.
She was
fair
like
game.
73 or 4. She wasn't that old. She's
Oh,
not
so
dumb.
she's
She's not
younger than you.
senile. I mean, come on. Old people are shrewd. They're smart. They're smarter than most of us. You can't
They're
negotiate
wise.
with somebody.
They
What's
have
the
wisdom.
age? What's the age you can't negotiate?
64.
With
Over 64, under 16. There you go. You wanted specifics, that's the specifics.
Whatever.
can't
Under
negotiate with my mom.
16.
So you could say, I really screwed over this 63-year-old at a flea
My
market.
mom
It's
would
perfectly
negotiate you
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
pants
say.
off, Kevin. So, I mean, I don't know. Well, now
I taught 14-year-olds to run circles around people. What?
fine. Poor Al. Poor Al.
Okay, game on.
So you watched the podcast, Nashville Flippers. I've been out.
Yeah, it
working
was
on
honestly really
spreading
good,
the
Kevin.
Dibdit
It was
world,
good. I almost
the
messaged you.
news.
I noticed there was no new locker room. That's what I noticed. But I also noticed
think
that
there
the
was.
leftovers fired Jimmy and brought on Dan.
Jimmy's
which-
fired.
I told
and
you
Dan
that
is
last
back.
week.
No, you said you couldn't tell us.
I
You
thought
said it
you
was
knew.
a
You
secret
said
it was a secret.
announcement.
No,
thought
we don't.
you
We
knew.
don't. We're not watching every piece of YouTube reselling content
Illusion.
like you are.
No, but you're friends with these people. Don't they tell you anything?
we don't talk to them
No,
about
we
every
don't talk
decision
to
they make.
anyone. I don't talk to Mike anymore. He just, I can't. You know what? You know what broke Mike for me? I'm going to tell you what broke him for me. On a podcast, he's like, just randomly turns on a completely understandable non-mumble voice. And I'm like, dude, I called him up and said, you can talk where I can understand you? And he's like, oh, yes, David, I can. I'm like, why don't you talk like that then? And he's like, well, sometimes I like to talk a different way. I'm like, you sound like a radio announcer.
sounds like
This
Kevin.
dude sounds like Casey Kasem. And whenever he does a podcast, like, I'm like, anyways. So, yeah, I don't talk
That's
to Mike
how he
anymore.
was when we met him the first time too. We're like, dude, this
Yeah.
dude, what's this dude on?
He
He
can
might
talk
have been
perfectly
drunk
clear.
though at that time.
No, he said he wasn't. Yeah, okay, can we talk about Dawn?
Yeah.
Let's talk about
Behind her
that.
back, since she's not here. No.
She's
So
not gonna
I
be
was
watching.
I was sitting here like working on my garage, and I was like, I wonder if there's any good estate sales tomorrow. And I found a banger of an estate sale, as the kids would say. And I was like, oh, I really want to go to that. I said, but no. I am committed to finishing my garage, and I had to do a
call
bunch
Dawn.
the next day. So I called Dawn, and vicariously, I was like, I'll send Dawn there, and then I'll live through her joy because I knew it was going to be good. And she said
Dawn
it was
had a
awesome.
Dawn had a hoot. She came back. Dawn was sitting on the couch going through stuff, and she's all like, "These are made in Italy. Each one of these sheep is worth $70." It was like a nativity set.
Probably
She's
Despose
like-
or something,
she's-
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
like, "I'm going to charge
Fontanini?
triple what the shipping
Fontanini, yeah.
is." No, she didn't say that.
Wasn't fun.
No, she killed it at that
did.
estate sale, and I was like jealous, even though I sent her there. But I was like, "This is good." I sent Dawn to the estate sale. At least someone I know got the tons of product because it looked so good in the pictures. And it was day 2, and I was like, "I bet it's still awesome." And she did great, so that was cool.
Good.
So-
Good for her. So
I'm gonna start- I'm starting
I
sourcing
went
this week.
sourcing this weekend. We had sales, and the Ruritan Club down there. That
Yep.
I didn't see your buddy there. I didn't see Brandon there. He must have been at the.
Was
James
Jen
River
there?
Day
Was Jen
School.
there?
No.
Okay.
No.
He hasn't been doing. He has heard loud and clear the audience wants Jen, not him, and so he has been sending Jen out. He's her editor now. Every now and then he's with her in the videos, but Brandon has received everyone's message that Jen is what they want. And
he
his
be
channel's
the
doing great.
camera guy?
He is, yeah. Sometimes he's, but he'll also stay with the kids and stuff if the sister can't watch him or whatever. So, but he's fine with it because he's doing all that other stuff with schooling. He's doing summer school this year. He got that. I don't know if you ever did that, Kev.
Oh, I would quit. There's
really?
no way I would ever do summer school in a million.
Well, he said it's only for the month of June.
I hated
So
school.
it's not
Why would I
too
do
bad.
summer school?
He also does Liberty Online. This man's a hustler, and he does all that YouTube content.
And
People
the
say I'm a
editing.
hustler. Brandon is a hustler.
Yeah.
And he also does his auctions, but they did get a new pickin' van, so they're very excited. So you'll have to look out for their new pickin' van. They got the same as me, but newer and less cockroaches, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope.
I got a great score. I got a Dibdit score that I'm gonna do. Like I'm like looking at it. I'm like I would have passed this stuff up because it was a ton of diecast.
It wasn't
NASCAR.
good stuff, or
No, it was diecast NASCAR. It was good diecast NASCAR, right? It wasn't like Winner's Circle. I mean, these were good. And I looked a couple of the comps up, and I'm like, that one sells for 15. That one sells for 20. That one sells for 8. That one sells for 7. And what I would have done in the past is go and find all the $15 to $20 ones. And I said, no, I'm just gonna buy I was like, how much? I want everyone on the table. There's like 200 and something. They're all in packages. They're all perfect. And I got them for $100, and I got 3 big ones that sell for like 60 a piece. And I'm like, okay, I'll make my profit on those, or I'll make my money back, and the rest are gonna go.
So you're gonna make thousands of dollars on the back of that deal that they gave you. Do you think they knew better? Did you really take advantage
because
of
I'm
them?
gonna sell on Dibdit. I'm gonna make like half of it.
Nothing. I'm actually pretty nervous about sourcing again. Like, I feel like,
Like,
you
see
know,
if,
when you
like,
take
you've
a long
lost it or
break,
whatever?
Yeah, dude, do you ever have that fear? Like, you're
I
like,
have.
man, what if I've lost it? Like, I haven't sourced in a month and a half.
100%.
I'm
100%.
like nervous to go out and do it.
Especially if the first time is going back with buddies that are pickers.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, I am. I'm
I
going
hope
out with
I
buddies,
like
and
show up today. I can't just walk
Yeah.
away with nothing.
Here's your thing. If I'm
nervous.
beating you to the dills, you've lost it. If I am getting to stuff before you, turning around and going, ha ha, you're screwed.
Yeah,
You might as
yeah,
well
we need
hang
to
them
decide
up.
because there's a lot of us that are going to be together. We need to decide if we're going to do separate cars or if we're all going to go as a crew. But
I call dibs
just
on it.
nervous.
Like, it's simple for me. If there's good stuff, dibs.
you're
That's
only allowed to
dib-
do
I
that
dibbed
on
it.
a certain website called Dibdit. Okay.
Dibdit.com.
Or Dave's Kitchen Market.
We're
or
the
Shop
Dibdit is the talk of the
Commonwealth.
town, y'all. I listen to all these, and I
Really?
hear this like it's in the ether, it's in the back. Well, Nashville
feel like
Flippers
we've created
did
a Dibdit
follow-up
verse.
show and used me in the title again. And
Yeah,
I
they're
wasn't even on the
they're
show.
milking the Dibdit
Yeah.
thing. They're milking it.
Yeah. And Ray
I
threw
want
me
someone to
under the
make an
bus.
animation of that. Someone milking Dibdit. I want the
Ooh,
udders. I
Rural
want it all.
Squirrel was
Yeah.
over there.
What
and
is
she's like,
Dibdit? What kind of animal is Dibdit?
I think it's a cow. I don't know.
I think
She's
like a
like-
yak. I think it's like a yak.
It's a
Imagine
pink Minecraft sheep.
how hard
Oh, yeah, there you
Kevin
go.
works and what his schedule's like. And Ray's like, oh, he doesn't do nothing. He doesn't
No,
edit
Kevin
any of
does
his
nothing.
videos. Like, what are you talking about? I edit my videos.
If you ever want to know if Kevin is working hard, go check all the lives on the Dibdit family, and he's in one of them at all times.
I help
At
listen,
all
the
times.
seller who's selling right now, I got them all set up. They were going live, and they were like, "How come nobody can see me?" And I was
We
like,
had-
like, "Did you put
we had a
test in
few
the title?"
people-
He's like, "Yeah."
We had a few people join Dibdit cards while I was live. I went and welcomed them via message. You'd be so proud of me, Kevin.
Ah, yeah.
I
I
asked
was
my
like,
mom to get
if you
me
like
a hammock.
Dibdit cards, you're gonna
Not
love
related.
polish and
Hammock.
brush. That's what I said.
Yeah, it's not related. I just when
have
Kevin
a
comes, I want him to have a hammock
yeah.
and some trees that he can lay in and edit his.
I
videos.
love
So,
for you to.
you
that was
know-
a weird way you phrased that. Just for the record.
You know what my family got me for my birthday? A chair.
What did they get you? A chair.
Yeah.
It's one of those potty chairs, so you don't have to get out of the
No,
bed.
Under the tree chair and a chair to take to Turner's games. I can lay down in and.
But are they
I-
for
I
your
realized-
incontinence?
There's
I realize you don't even need a squatty potty if you just commit to good
Ooh, I
posture.
need a squatty
you don't
potty,
need
actually.
it.
I'm
You
gonna
just
order
need to be
one.
postured right on the toilet.
Hey, got the intimate. Hey, listen to this. I was at that sale, and a viewer came up to me and he's like, "I've been holding this for you. I want you to have it." I'm like, "Sweet. What is this?"
And they just he
Open
pulled it
up.
out. He was keystring it.
It's got Inaman in it. It's got 2 Inaman golf towels, 2 Inaman golf club head covers, an Inaman ornament in there. They just gave them to me. I'm like, that is amazing.
I've got my Animan right up there.
So yeah, what are you worried about then, Dave? Everything's gonna go fine.
Everything's going to be moving. Sadly, it seems to only affect my bowels. I don't know. It's not really helping my inventory.
But they give me this, and they're a vendor at this place, and I'm like, I gotta buy something from these people. So and it paid off twice because they had a sealed VCR that they wanted $50 for, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, no way I'm paying what it's worth.
I'm like, I'm going to buy it because they just gave me hundreds of dollars of merchandise. I'm going to buy it, and I scan it later, and it's the last sold comp's 125 plus shipping.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, sweet.
How do you sleep at night?
How do you sleep at night? Hey, so Dodgy Trousers said, when there is uncertainty with the stock market and the possibility of higher consumer prices,
let's talk stock market.
Do you think that people will slow down buying on sites like eBay or whatnot, Dibdit, or will they turn to those sites to find the items they need at lower prices?
All right,
I think
how
it's
do we
the latter.
do this with no politics?
I think it's the latter. I think if people are worried about their money, they're going to try to buy pre-owned, and they're going to try to save money. So I think
I always
it's
felt like it's
reselling.
recession-proof. Reselling is fairly recession-proof.
This is the truth. Forget like the outer world here, but just on the reseller world, I see no scenario where this does not benefit resellers. None.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
look
true,
what's
We're
going
also
on
getting
with the
stuff
interest
cheaper,
rates.
theoretically.
Well, there might not be as much liquid money if people, of the tariffs and whatever. But listen, the interest rates are coming down. People are going to start to refinance, pull money
are they
out.
really? Dang it! I just got my mortgage.
No, they started coming down with you, Dave. So you're
Now
okay.
let me look.
Yeah.
What are they at today? Let's do the mortgage rate talk. We don't have enough mortgage rate talk.
No.
I can't find it.
I
Why is
don't
it
want
never
to.
easy to find it? 6%? Is it still 6? I think I got 6.3.
Have you looked at your investment accounts, Dave?
No, I don't ever look
Don't
at
look.
those. Yeah, I
Don't
don't ever
look.
look at those. I mean,
No.
last I looked at, they were like 40% up.
I looked earlier today, and it was a straight line, like straight line down.
Unless you got to buy the dip.
If you don't
Now's the time
sell
to
it,
buy.
I'm going to keep my stocks till I'm 75, and I don't know
you
if I'll ever
realize
sell it. So
the
who
loss
cares?
till you sell it, and I've got a ways to go too before retirement.
I'm just leaving it in there forever.
I'd be more concerned if I was like my dad living off his retirement account, but he doesn't seem that stressed either. So
I'm going to keep all my money in stocks until whatever AI robot that helps me do my reselling when I'm in my 70s or 80s.
Hey, that was
knock
the
on
talk
wood.
of
I'm going to
PPP
bequeath it to them.
this week. They were
PPP?
talking about what we've talked about before. Oh, no, wait, I take it back. This was Tech. Tech was talking about this. I had an idea. I write my ideas down for videos, and I just alluded to it in the last video. My next one was going to be about how sourcing is going to be the only thing that really matters. It's not the skill and listing and whatever. There should be AI listings and all that. And then
Yep,
Tech
that's
goes
a
out
good
and does
point.
a video all about it. And I'm like, dude.
It is
Killing
really
me.
true until, I mean, the sourcing is going to be the key because it's just going to get, if we use
But
all
the
of the
sourcing will be
technology
better,
correctly,
right?
it'll be possibly.
because
But,
people
like,
want
it's
to
gonna
get
be
some
easier
money,
and
so
easier.
they're going to want to sell their stuff.
Well, listen.
They're going to be
if
more
everything-
desperate to get cash. They're going to sell their stuff.
No,
at
no,
People,
yard
you're
sales.
conflating
people like
two
Kevin
things.
are going to just get the best deal out of these people who desperately
who
need to
really
sell their
need the
stuff.
money.
You're
They really need the
conflating
money, and
last
Kevin's
topic
like,
with
not going
this
to pay you
topic.
much.
This
Okay.
topic is about the future of listing and how everything's going to be just totally AI generated. You take a
Wait,
picture
how
and
did
your
we get to
listing's
that
done.
topic? We were talking about the
Exactly.
prices
We
and stuff.
transition. We
Oh, I missed it.
transition.
I
You
zoned
missed
out.
the transition.
I'm sorry.
So, anyway,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
want to explain
I'm sorry,
it.
guys.
It's
We already
important.
talked about the
Sourcing
AI
is
stuff.
more important. So start handing out cards, Dave. Start making connections. Oh, same sale, by the way. The diecast sale. The kid comes out. He's like 40. Comes out of the garage. He's like,
Kevin
because he
Combs,
just
40
saw
years
me buying tons of stuff, and I was just buying all kind. I was just like, how much for the whole table? How much for this? How much? And he's like, I've got this track inside these old, cars and stuff, and Tyco and whatever. He's like, are you interested in those? I'm like, yeah, bring them out. He brings out this sweet set. It's like a fire engine set, and I bought it for $100 and 3 other boxes of stuff. And I get home on that one, and that thing sells for $525.
No way.
For just that
That's
part.
What, get out of
You're
town.
really good. I know
Get
you're
out of
so,
town.
you're so good at this, buddy.
I'm just
I like when you
excited.
say,
Can I
I
not be
like when
excited
Kevin
about
finds stuff
sourcing
super
again?
cheap and is worth a lot of money. That's my favorite part of the
Well,
podcast.
here's the tip, and you guys know this.
Oh,
Here's
just the tip.
Just the tip. That's
Just
a
the
segment.
tip.
We don't want to steal people's segments. Listen, I went down into Lynchburg because that's where the sales were all listed, but there was 2 way out here in the country. I did better at those 2 out here in the country than I did at every sale in town.
So Mook's Treasure Trove. Have you been following the drama with Mook's Treasure Trove?
I have not.
I literally just heard of the person existing this moment.
Really? You've met them. You've met them at
Mook's?
several events. Yes.
That's not even a real. Is that a real person? Mook's Treasure
Yes,
Trove? Is that?
yes.
And that's
They're
a
a
person
long-
we've met.
Yes.
What's their real name?
Can we
I'm pretty sure
apologize
they were
for
at
Carrie?
FlipCon. They were at Dante's event. I feel like
I haven't
met
been to
them like
Dante's
80
event,
times.
and I've been to FlipCon. Dude, that's not a real person. Is that a real person with drama?
Yes, there's some drama. There's some drama.
Well,
you
okay.
know, Angry
Tell me
Steve.
about it.
Good old Heckin' Steve, I think, did a video
Oh.
about it, actually. Or maybe it was on his
Really?
live or something. Yeah. Basically, Mook was, like, looking at the slot cars at the sale, and another
That's what I
reseller
want, slot
comes
cars.
up. Yeah, the slot cars are money, baby. So another reseller comes up, and Mook is being kind of picky. I don't know. You said you know the name, Kevin. I don't know people's names. What is
I
Mook
don't know
Treasure
their
Trove's
fir- I
name?
don't know.
Yeah, I'm bad at names.
he doesn't.
But either way, another reseller comes and is talking about buying them, and then I zoned out. Honestly, I didn't even watch Steve's whole video
That's
because I
good.
zoned
This
out
is-
of that too. So I have no
Thanks for the
context. I was
info,
hoping
Dave.
one of you guys had some stuff on it.
Awesome. Somebody wants to
trying to
fill us
spark a
in.
conversation.
If somebody wants to fill us in on whoever Mook's Treasures is
Yeah, do
and whatever's
an AI
happening with the
video.
drama.
I've met
Listen,
them.
do
and
a
it's-
GPT of that video. Can't you do that?
Dude, they got
Do a
10,000
Chat
views on that
GPT. Ask
video.
Chat GPT, dude.
No, I'm talking about Heckin' Steve's because they didn't know
Well,
the
no,
drama.
I know Heck and Steve's complaint was that like a reseller was getting mad at another reseller for trying to swoop in on his deal because he
Yeah,
was trying to buy the
what's wrong
slot
with that?
cars that Mook was already trying to buy.
I'd be mad too.
And I've got a video like that too where someone tried to swoop in and buy stuff that I was already working on a deal for. So I don't know. It was just someone
Yeah,
I
that's
should have
bush.
probably.
Yeah, it's all garbage.
Somebody,
Who cares?
if somebody's working a deal, it's their deal. Now, if it falls apart, you can swoop in.
Well, and I think it was like, from what I saw, it was like Mook was kind of like going through and picking onesie twosies. So there was maybe room for someone to come in and say, "Oh, I want to look too."
So there was.
like
There's a new
could've
guy
made
on
it okay.
Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen this account. It's actually I'm really into it right now. They're called Antiques Alley. It's just a dude that just like it's like almost like faux interview style where he's just talking about a subject. And you guys should go check him out. He's actually really quite good. But he was talking about there was this person with this super valuable thing, and they were at a flea market or garage sale, and he was looking at it and hemming and hawing. And you guys have been there, right? Where you see something
yeah.
you want, but somebody else has it, and you're hoping they're going to put it down and not want it. So he's in there negotiating for it, and the guy, the seller, gives him a price which this guy, Antiques Alley, would pay, right? So he's all like, he's just got to wait for the moment. So when's the moment, right? You don't want to interrupt and say, "I'll pay that," because that's rude, right? That's something Kevin would do,
Or I'll pay
Kevin
more
would
than
do.
that.
Exactly.
I would
So
not never do that.
so I know I'm joking, but anyway, what happened was the guy was hemming and hawing, and then he was like, "You know what? I'm going to think about it," and he put it down. And then the second it was put down, this guy grabbed it and said, "I'll take it for $100." So I think
Dude,
that's
I cannot
probably
tell
the moment,
you how
right?
how many bad buys I've had because another reseller walked up to a garage sale and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta commit. I don't have time to look it up. I'm buying it. I don't care. I know they're a reseller and I don't want to miss it. I'd rather buy it." And then I get home and I'm like, "I should have let someone else buy this." Boy.
Yeah.
I did.
That's kind of your
when we
MO,
were
though.
At FlipCon, I was out with Mel, I think, back from Burnout at a sale. I don't think she was in the garage, but I go into the garage and there was tons. I can't remember what it was, but I was looking at a couple things. I had them in my hand and looking at the prices. And some guy standing behind me just says, "I'll buy the whole table. How much you want for the whole table?" I'm like, dude, it's in my hand. And I wasn't convinced I
wouldn't
wanted
put it
it
down,
anyways.
yeah. I
It
would
might
have
have been
kept
baseball
that.
cards, Carrie. It might have been collectibles and baseball, like autographs.
Did you kick
and
him in the
baseball
junk?
cards. No, I've
I've
been a
done
good
that
video.
before.
Let me tell
I've
you.
actually
if I
done that
wanted
before.
it, I would have fought for it.
Back at the flea market in Utah, when we used to have the Northern Utah flea markets, a guy that we had bought from for many years. He had a truck full of just totes of action figures. Ooh, Dib Dip made me buy it.
Dib Dip
There
made
you
me
go.
buy it. That's a cool tumbler.
Yeah, good job, buddy. And then anyway, back to
It's
I
not-
lost my
it's
train of
fine.
thought. But anyway, like there was a bunch of
Choo
totes of
choo.
vintage action figures, right? Like 80s and 90s stuff. And people were looking through it, picking, one figure here, one figure there. And I literally went in there like a boss. This is the few times I've done this in my life that isn't card related. And I was like, "How much for all of them?" And he said like 200, which was a steal. And I'm like, "I'll take them all." And then I just bought
You were
them.
like a
Bought
boss.
them
Did
all.
And
you
they had
learn
stuff
that
in
from
their
the Boss
hands?
Reseller Remix?
Yeah, no, that's one. Yeah, I wouldn't have been a speaker at the Boss Reseller Remix without being a boss, dude. That is part of. That's actually true. They send you a questionnaire and it says boss yes or no, and I put yes. So I could have been lying.
No wonder.
How are they gonna? How are they gonna know?
Speaks.
Yeah, don't worry. I could just chime in every 15 minutes when Rod does an hour-long talk. I can make that happen. And
listen, Bodega Fine said, Dave, when are you bringing your Dibdit drama back? Lives are too boring without your deals, dad jokes, and diva energy. We need our favorite
hurtful.
chaos coordinator. That was Bodega
Who said that so
Fines.
I can block them?
Wait a minute.
This week. I'm back this week.
I have a question that maybe we need to ban somebody. And it's somebody beloved in our community.
Mike, let's do it.
It's Violet.
Oh,
you know
Commonwealth
Violet?
Picker?
She was... she had me rolling. She was doing a live with CW, and she had... I can't remember what she had. A bracelet or something. I can't remember what it was. And she says, this has not been keistered. And then she puts it on the screen. I was like, you gotta be kidding
This is what we
That's
should
hilarious.
do. Once a month, Kevin, we should ban somebody from every marketplace but Commons and make them sell there.
That would be
Commons
Force
is
them to
rolling,
sell
baby. Hey, Shirley's selling on Commons. Matter of fact, here's my promo. Shirley's selling at noon today if you're watching this in the first 2 hours.
Did you do that?
No.
Shoutcommons.net. Whatever. I'm over there trying to pump Dave's Kitchen Marketplace. You can't give Shoutcommons
I love
some
it.
love?
You guys even did a raid train and gave stuff away on the kitchen market, and I'm just painting my garage or whatever I was doing. Actually, I think I was doing my countertops that day.
We care about you, Dave. We want to help you.
Thanks, guys. Cowtown Picker said, with Dibdit quickly becoming America's... Listen, you're going to like this question, Kevin.
I already
Cowtown
like it.
Picker, with Dibdit quickly becoming America's favorite place to shop online, allegedly, is there a way to
We
rate
have to legally say
sellers...
that.
Or is Dave too worried about negative reviews? I have items listed and have bought some of Lives and absolutely love the community there. There should be a way to rate sellers, but I don't think there is yet. Have you talked to Ivan about it?
I'm not convinced we should rate sellers. There's one rating on there already. It's average shipping time. It shows you if you're buying from that person, which mine isn't great most of the time because I ship 1 day a week.
Yeah.
But they don't care, But I don't know. I think that we should just... Look, if we have a consistently bad seller that does bad things, you just
they'll get reported to
you
district
don't need
support
a rating.
or
Because
Dibdit
with the
support.
yeah,
I get banned.
I don't think we need the rating, but maybe
I will say I bought some stuff from someone, and actually I bought a lot of stuff. Most of my next auction will be stuff I bought from Dibdit over my last week when I wasn't sourcing. I was being supportive, and I will say one of the shipments I got smelled a lot like smoke. And I do kind of wish that they told me.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world, but I do wish.
How does Death Pile stuff not smell like smoke? Have you ever noticed
He only
that?
smokes
Nothing
outside
he
in
has.
his car, though.
Nothing.
He doesn't really
I
smoke
got a
where his
trailer
inventory
full out
is.
there, and nothing's. That's good. You could.
I have someone who wants to sell me all their toys in Ohio.
Oh.
Should I go? I think I should.
Was that person we already talked about?
Wait a minute.
Dave? That's way overpriced.
You have. Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think it'll be way overpriced.
The first question is this: you see a great estate sale, and you're like, "Dawn, go," and you see a great thing in Ohio, like way closer to me than you, and you're like, "Should I go?"
Well, this
We'd
person
tell Jimmy,
specifically
right?
wants
We'd have
me.
to
They
tell
want
Jimmy.
me. They want me to go.
Well, then they probably got problems, so it's
Yeah.
probably better you go.
Yeah, well, I will say it was hard to not, because I could have shopped that day with Dawn. I had the space for it. I like to try to give myself, assign myself, goals and then stick to them. And so if I say I'm not going to source until my garage is done, I want to stick to it. And that's what I did. My garage is now done. I can go sourcing tomorrow if there was a fleet. There is a Webster tomorrow. I guess I could go to that. So, but I have to make some videos, so I guess I won't. But anyways,
Excuses.
I could technically start sourcing
What a poor
tomorrow.
reseller. You don't make
There was
excuses.
2 sales on
I am
Friday
poor.
this week, and I didn't go out. It was hard
Really?
not to, but I didn't. Well, I was exhausted from doing all these shows because Dave's not
Oh
around.
my gosh,
I
they're
did
not
5
that
shows,
exhausting.
Dave.
In a week?
5 shows, all co-hosted.
1 hour each.
Yeah.
In a week.
So you put in
You worked 5 hours in a week.
He worked half that time though.
I did,
so
yeah, because
two and a half hours.
It was really 2.5 hours of
That's
work.
on
Two
the
and a half.
Dip.
How much did
Here's
you
the irony.
make in the 2.5 hours?
The
Way more than
irony-
you deserved.
Oh, I did. Listen, y'all. First of all, none of them were on Dibdit. They were 3 on
5
Dibdit
hours
threads,
exhausted.
1 on
I
Polish
know,
and Brush.
how unrelatable.
One on
I worked
cards.
half of 5 hours.
That's extra work. I worked
Oh.
50, 60 hours on
Yeah,
top
but
of that.
It's a very,
eBay. I
it's a
still
very
do eBay.
soft. It's a very soft
No,
60
it was
hours
not
that you
soft.
work.
It was hard. And I
Oh,
edit
was
my
it?
videos.
It still
Ray.
is hard.
Oh my god.
Dude, how did you walk into that? How on?
Listen.
Were you being? You couldn't have done that on purpose.
Carrie,
I
look at my
did.
new popcorn bucket.
Oh no! Get that! No! 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 Dave,
I'm gonna
no!
turn the little thingy on the
Dave,
back.
don't do it, Dave.
One of us will die.
Don't- Dave, no, no.
Dude, someone on Dibdit found this for me. I paid the full price.
Dude, does
the
it really
full
do it though?
retail
It does
price.
do it. I bet it's better.
Well, yeah, it could go. Does it really kill
Dude!
people? I don't know. Let's see.
All right.
Find out now.
Oh my gosh.
17 viewers gone.
That is
Your
so
ears
if you're
have
dead.
Maybe it'll bring back Logan. That would be sick.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Carrie, you're too quick. I was going to Low and Merc Logan, but I couldn't get there fast enough. That's funny. Listen, I did. Speaking of death, I did sudden death on.
Oh,
Dibdit,
yeah, they added sudden
and
death. I
it
haven't done that yet.
crushed
I did it.
I
I
sold
sucked at
so
it.
much more, and it
Really?
sold for basically the same price. And I sold. I literally doing sudden death. I think I could sell twice as much in an hour.
Yeah, that's why people
I
do
loved
it.
it.
Josh does it
Loved
like
it.
almost exclusively
Yeah.
now, and I know like I'll watch his, and I don't think he gets what he would get if he didn't do sudden death. I think he
Death
gets
Pile
less.
Picker did it, and he got
gets-
as much or more. Death Pile Picker did it.
I
and
haven't
it
watched
was-
Josh's Whatnot shows in a while, but I just assume he puts 5 seconds sudden death and just throws a bar of soap at the camera.
No, it's just like it is like 5 seconds sudden death, and he starts the next one as he's putting the other one. It's crazy how fast he goes.
Yep. Yeah,
Lava
that's what we were doing. I was
chicken.
like, with 2 seconds to go, I just get it off screen, grab the next item. Here it is. Let's roll. I loved it. I'm gonna do it.
Susquehanna
from now on.
Picker said, "I just started using lists perfectly. Who else is living in tab? Heck, there's so many tabs open. Yeah, I didn't like lists perfectly when I used it at all. I didn't like all the tabs and stuff and the different.
I
things
talked
that
to
had
the list
open.
perfectly people when I was in Vegas. I might try it again, but I've been enjoying Vindu fine. So, and I only do a little light cross listing, so it's not like it's a big deal for me.
Yeah. Well, I did the what's it called Vendu, but they don't pay me anymore. So
Yeah,
use them if you want.
I got paid by
I think
Vindu
they're
for
better.
2 months, and then I was.
I think
done.
they're better, but you know, do you? I do think it's like a little expensive now, especially like all the new features that they keep adding charges for. It ends up being a lot of money if you want to do it, which is a little bit of a
Well,
bummer.
if you just got to think about what these marketplaces are going to adopt themselves as far as AI technology, and you know, like Bonanza can somehow do it for me. Like I list something on eBay, and all of a sudden it's on Bonanza, and if it sells on eBay,
Do
it
you
goes
still
off
have to
Bonanza.
submit a listing to Bonanza like via mail? Correct? Like you have to take like
you have
a
to get it approved by
Polaroid,
Kevin's dad. He needs to approve it.
Polaroid, and then you just write on a piece of spare paper what it is and what you're asking, and then if you accept
My dad
cash
had a
or
great
cashier's
video
checks.
game score. He calls me up. He's like, "They got all these video games for $1," and I'm like, you know, at $1, you almost just buy them, right?
Can I tell you something? Oh, well, finish your story. Mine's not related.
Just like, you know,
Had
maybe
a
just
thought.
Anyway, I'm like,
Hurry
how
it
many?
up,
He's
though,
like, I don't
maybe.
know, 35 or so. I'm like, offer him 20, and he's like, okay, and he did, and they sold it to him. I got home, and I'm like, that's a pretty good deal. We did good. All right. I'm
Okay,
done.
so I made a pretty like unwise financial decision when I moved into this house, but I knew it was unwise, and I decided to do it anyways. I kept a little bit of my equity as cash, okay, moving into the new house, which most people would frown upon, but you know, you only live once. YOLO, as they say.
YOLO.
There was some things I knew I wanted to do to the house to get
Yeah,
it to like
that's
the level
understandable.
where
Oh,
the
did
other
you get
house
like
was,
a
the
Batman
fence.
suit, like a full vinyl Batman
No,
suit?
like a privacy fence for the dogs that I had at the old house. That was, you know, our dogs are used to that, and so we wanted to get that, and that's like $6,000-$7,000. So things like that.
Did you get a porta potty, but for inside?
You could have
No.
got the collars like I did for the dog.
Yeah, so I kept a little equity, and part of the equity was like I want to, for the first time in my life, buy some like nice furniture, new. Which is not a normal thing for
Wow.
me. Almost all my furniture my whole life has been from yard sales.
I do
Facebook,
like
or
your new
Craigslist.
couch. The new couch is pretty
And
awesome.
I said I want a couch that I like sitting in. Instead of like the cigarette.
I like
smoke,
it more
cat
now
pee
that I know it
couches
was a
get on
bad
Facebook.
financial decision for you.
Oh, it was definitely
going to be
a bad
more
financial
comfortable.
decision. It was. And the other thing was like a bed frame that was nice, that wasn't falling apart, that didn't have the slats cracking and stuff. Like I've lived my whole life with like either IKEA furniture level or like used IKEA furniture
Like NC
level.
Builder level.
And so so I wanted a few nicer pieces of furniture. You know, most of it we still got, you know, crappy stuff, but I wanted a nice dining room table, a nice couch, and a nice bed. And let me tell you, like, it's kind of crazy how much better quality some of these other furniture are compared to like IKEA. I guess I've like just always lived the IKEA life. I am a little surprised. Like, I'm either buying IKEA or used IKEA my whole life, 40 years old, and I'm like, I'm actually gonna buy some nice furniture. And I'm telling you, this bed I got it from Ashley. Shout out Ashley's Furniture or whatever. This bed, I put this together. I'm like, this is gonna last like 10 years. The IKEA stuff lasts about a year and a half. It's like maybe 20.
Like, hey,
like
dudes.
it's the quality is so much higher. I'm
Here's a
kind of
little-
blown away by it.
I got a hack
It's
for you,
weird.
Dave, that I could have told you before I knew that you were doing this. Is if you just buy used vintage furniture, like we've done, me and Don,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
better
like
built
back.
than all of
Oh,
that.
totally.
If
But
you know,
Tina doesn't
especially
like the
twice
look
as
of that
much.
stuff. Tina doesn't like the style of MCM. It's not her
the
thing.
MCM stuff is like insanely well made. Like a lot of it, not
absolutely,
all of
yeah.
it.
Really
but-
heavy.
Jen loves that. Dawn, I know, loves that. There's a lot of people that love that. It's just not Tina's like style. So it's, you know, it's a no-go. That's a non-starter in my house. So.
Hey, you want some eBay news?
Nah,
They
Not
sent out
really.
a little update thing.
Let's
I haven't
skip it.
read this thing yet.
It's,
but
I say,
we're-
I vote. Can we
we're
vote on it before you do it?
Can we
I say
We're
skip
skip it.
expanding our collaboration with Facebook Marketplace to increase
wow.
visibility for your
That's
listings.
awesome.
So that
I'd rather talk about
connection's
Mook's treasure
getting bigger.
trove, but
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Good
right.
news
So
for
we're
eBay.
just, there's one more place where you're going to get nonsense messages from people who don't really want to buy
Oh,
stuff
wait.
from you. That's
Oh, you're gonna
awesome.
love this one.
Is it available?
Is it available
Is it?
now from Facebook too? I mean, come on.
My buddies over there on the PPP, they had a topic. I'm like, I got to tell Dave and Carrie about this one because you know the whole Krylov thing. You know,
Oh yeah.
they
Krylov.
were talking about
100% real.
if you leave on vacation, but you leave your store open, like with somebody there to maintain it. Can you guys hear me still? How come it sounds so
No,
much better than it did?
did you turn off your air
Thank
conditioning,
goodness.
Dave?
Sounds so much better.
I can't turn it off. It's the air
He
handler.
just
for the
muted
house.
it.
himself.
I just
muted it.
muted
He
so people
muted
can hear you.
himself. All right. So if you take your phone somewhere and you're not in the place where your business is, does eBay just ramp your store down completely? That's what they talked about for like 30 minutes. What do you think?
They should just list.
So you're saying they're
instead of-
tracking your IP
yeah, the
address?
tracking, and they're not going to let you
possible.
make sales.
Yeah, it's possible.
You think
I
so?
don't- I don't know.
I've done no
Possible.
research on this, but I'm going to call that's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
Ooh, y'all. He said
Respectfully.
it, not me.
That's
Fighting
respectfully.
Right here,
That's like
Carrie.
that's Krylov devil level dumb. It's like
my
you
gosh.
yeah, you're like outside of your house on vacation and then eBay. Come on, guys, just list.
Carrie,
Do what tech
Biggs-
tells you to do. Have a draft bank and stop. Here's my eBay tip for you guys at home. Okay, stop listing garbage nobody wants at prices nobody's willing to pay, and start buying stuff people want at a price they're willing to pay. Solved. eBay 101, guys. Same thing as 95, 2005, 2015. Krylov isn't real. It doesn't.
Dave,
Hey, nobody cares about your IP.
Remember
The
when
Mimba,
when Carrie
exactly.
was
4 to
lovable?
7 a.m. Eastern time is not when eBay turns the servers off. I don't. What the heck are these people smoking? This is this. I remember.
Well, you're not talking about them. They didn't say all of that.
remember.
I
They
don't
would
know. I'm
agree
just
with
talking
that.
about a lot of other things I hear. It's just dumb. Respectfully, and I mean this with
Hot
respect.
takes with Carrie. Carrie, this is the
respectfully,
grind
that's
of my
stupid.
gears
We've
segment
just
with Carrie. Yes.
made
I just
enemies.
wanted to. I just thought it'd be fun
good
to
people.
do a little tangent, so I did it. But like seriously, I think it's dumb. Respectfully.
Biggs
and I
collectible-
respect you guys. I respect. I just want to. I want to talk about the level of respect I have. So much that I'm willing to tell you how stupid
Who do you
that
respect
is.
the most on that show? Give
John.
us a tier list.
John.
Is
John.
he S tier?
Well, he was the one
John
that was
is
pushing
John is
it the
S
most.
tier. John's
Okay.
S tier.
Okay.
But even John can have a terribly
what about
stupid
Beard?
idea.
The Beard. Is he A
Beard,
tier? B tier?
they're all S tier. I like them all. but they all,
You
if
gotta
they
choose.
agreed, whoever had that
Kevin doesn't even
idea
know what
is
F-tier
is an equally stupid idea for each of
What
them.
if Kevin came up with the idea and he was just trying to pitch it
If
to
it
us
was
'cause
Kevin,
didn't
I would
go
be
over
okay
well?
with it because I believe in Kevin. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe it is real, but I don't think it is.
sold it
I'm
It's
trying to
just my
ask your
real
question,
thought.
Biggs Collectibles. I'm trying.
That's my real thought. Probably
Carrie,
not.
Wait a minute.
Biggs Collectible wants to know when there's going to be another secret podcast.
Yeah, when?
Ooh.
You're the one
When?
moving.
I'm done.
I was out of town for a month.
I don't really have a setup though. We got to figure this out. I don't
Let's
know.
just do a secret
Dude, let's do it in the
podcast like
kitchen.
walking
Let's do it in the
around.
kitchen.
Let's go
Let's do it in
walk
the fake
around
kitchen.
downtown.
Wait, you're not allowed to do a
Ormond.
secret podcast till you get back on Did It. I need a week off. I need a week
You
off.
don't do anything, Kevin.
Dude, I've worked so much. I'm so tired.
But you work on stuff that doesn't matter, like
Kevin
messaging
works
help
every
me
so
person.
much is just my
caring
normal
about
week
people,
of work.
building up people in the marketplace. Well, Dave, you're like superhuman. You're just weird. Nobody does what you do. Nobody.
Lava,
I've never seen. The only person that
chicken.
compares is Julian, and I would put myself below both of you guys as far as like.
And I would
output
put
of work.
all three of you below me.
And I would put
What are we are talking about
my
production,
chicken in
right?
lava. I don't know.
All right, quad. Wait a minute. No.
Okay, go. Do your little thing. Do your little
on.
man bun.
You have to pay attention. You have
You
to
should
pay
get a
attention.
rat tail.
Here we go.
Oh, dude, did you have a rat tail,
much
Kevin,
did
back in the day?
No,
You
I
should.
did have the sweet mullet, and I used to
Yeah.
wear a little headband when I played soccer
They
one
call
year.
that the femme mullet.
I don't know why I played soccer, but I did for 1 year. I sold a quadraphonic John Lennon Walls and Bridges 8-track.
Wow.
I undersold it, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
How much?
$50.
$51.
$40. $40.
Backfired.
And I sold it cheap. I'm like, it's been around so long. I'm like,
Was it
okay.
quadraphonic?
It was. It wasn't in great
So that's when there's
shape.
four phonics?
Yeah, 4 phonics. Yeah,
You know what I sold?
quadraphonic blah punk.
Do you want to know what I sold, Kevin?
Nothing.
Nothing.
How are you
Literally
living?
nothing.
You have no money.
My bank account's dwindling. It's kind
You're
of
living
fun.
off of
It's
that
kinda,
equity.
Yeah, well, yeah. I
You're
lived
just
off the equity
You're just
for a
going to
little
be
while.
paying
That was fun.
for that for 30
For 30
years.
and 15. I did
Yeah.
a 15 year. Did a 15
good for
year,
you.
but yes,
Good for you.
15 year. So
This
yes, I will
might
be paying for
surprise
that
you,
for
Dave.
15
I have a
years.
30-year loan.
That does surprise me. Yeah, I mean, you like interest. You're interested in interest.
I just got such a ridiculously low rate, and
Low
rate.
rate.
And back then, I needed a 30-year because I didn't make any money. I was
No,
teaching.
listen,
I
I was
just
gonna
kept-
get 30, and then I looked at the amortization schedule, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that again. Like, it just takes so long to make any progress with a 30-year. I had a 15-year once, and it was really making a difference. Like, it was paying off fast with the 15-year. And I missed that when I had the 30-year. I was like, man, I want to go back to the 15. Like, hey, here's the way I looked at it. If I can afford...
It's good for you, Dave, because you'll spend the money if you have it.
Here's the thing. Most of the time, a 30-year and a 15-year carry, that's like how long you pay off the mortgage. Mortgages are something you get when you buy a house.
No, I'm on a lifetime
yeah.
one. I just pay
Yeah.
rent, and I don't ever have to worry about when it's over.
So I guess it just never
The
ends.
secret
But
is
the thing
most
is,
of us are, too.
the 15-year usually is like a few $100s more, like $300, $400, $500, maybe $600 more. And I'm just like, if I can afford $2,000 in a month, like what month is $600 going to be the make or break? Like I feel like I'm going to have bigger problems if $600 is going to be the deal breaker. I don't know. That's just that was just my perspective on it. So,
You usually get a lower interest rate as well.
I did get a lower interest rate, and
Property,
I mean, who knows?
property taxes, right, guys?
Dude, they're talking about lowering them. I'd love it. I'd love lower
Yeah.
property taxes because they're high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
How
rent-
much you
the
pay for
rent's-
your property
The
tax,
rent's
Carrie?
too. That's not. I don't pay anything.
I
for
love
that
My
rent.
dad,
Dave.
my dad.
I don't know what
just,
your
like,
dad pays.
I try to make Carrie feel bad at least once an episode. My dad was like really disappointed in Carrie this weekend.
Are you being serious? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, he's like
Gonna hurt Carrie.
no, because he like messaged Carrie. I think the night we went to see Minecraft. He's like, "Hey, are you at home?" And Carrie like responds
I
like, "No, I'm in
wasn't home."
Daytona. I'll be home in 45 minutes." But then when Carrie gets home, he didn't like text Al back or anything, right? He didn't say,
Now
"Oh,
I
I'm
feel
home
bad
now."
because I've been doing so good.
And Al like left his steak out, and he really wanted someone to go put it in the fridge for him. He left it
shit.
like in
Well, I
his
didn't
shop.
know that. I'll buy him new steak. I had no clue.
It's fine.
Now I
It's
feel
fine.
bad.
And he's like, I don't know why he didn't just let me know. Like, I want to know when he was gonna get home. He's like, should I have written Dawn? I'm like, yes, 100% yes. You should have written Dawn.
No, because like
Never
I
write
wrote him
Carrie.
the next. I wrote him the next
Yeah, he
morning.
said you wrote him the
he's
next
like,
morning, and
he
was
said,
like, well, that's
"Never
no good
mind."
now.
Like he was like upset with me. I didn't have. Why didn't he just tell me his stake without like from the beginning?
No, I don't know.
Then I would have known.
Well, it's just my dad.
I thought it was something like nebulous. I didn't.
I looked up my property.
I don't want to
tax
have to
there.
move, so tell him I'm sorry.
Property tax on this house is $190 a month. $190 a month.
Is that a lot or a little? It's a little to me. It's
That's
less
what
than
I'm
half
saying.
what mine
It's
is.
gonna hopefully get. I think it's 186 or something like that.
What is mine? $6
Pretty
grand a
cheap.
year. So $500 a month. It's crazy.
I don't know. You know what we need to fix? What we need to talk to Ivan about? I want
Your
combined
dog.
shipping across platforms.
Oh, I do too, yeah.
For, our different
Yes, 100%.
marketplaces.
That would be very nice.
huge.
Dibdit, guys, America's favorite place to resell. Make sure
We
you
don't
head
talk
over
about
there.
Dibdit enough,
Resell
and I
today.
feel like
Oh.
people have been clamoring for that. We should talk more
They do
Dibdit.
want
Polish and
Dibdit
brush,
talk.
blown
Actually, on that note, let's read the audience members who subscribe at the $25 or higher level. Carrie, you owe some motivations again.
Yes.
Only read the ones that are
Wealthy as a
alive.
Kevin tier. Vince, what's that?
Only read the ones that are alive.
That are alive. Okay. Vincent
Okay, so
Street
leave
Market.
3 out, and you know which 3.
Picks by Tyler. Dibdit sucks. Gem
Dibdit
Flipper.
sucks. Thank you.
Buffing the Stuff, Alexandria Pickers, CJ Benz Finds, Lady Arbitrage.
I
No
just
Nose
realized
Pickers, Brian
that we have to
Sepulveda.
say Dibdit sucks now legally.
Yeah, we do legally. Mike Camparelli. Well, okay, there's limitations on that, folks. So don't go getting any crazy
Yeah,
ideas.
that's true. I
Mike
will say
Camparelli.
whatever you write, for the record,
Vintage
allegedly.
Sports Flips,
Very
PaulsMerch.com, Raise Heck Resell, and Logan Murky. Now, you could just say J.K. Hoover. You know, because I can just see
Yeah.
the email, and I don't need to actually say the name. So if you
It
say
was
something
pretty
too
creative.
atrocious, it
Pretty
was creative,
creative.
J.K. Hoover. It
I
was
liked
creative.
it.
Not a
I
fan
liked
of
it. I respect
Dibdit, I
it.
don't think. But,
I respect
yeah.
it.
Picks by Tyler.
I just would love some reasons why
Yeah.
Dibdit suck. I
He's-
could tell you why eBay sucks. I can give you a thesis on why eBay sucks. I'll back it
eBay's
up.
Awesome. We can talk
What about
it.
Picks
I
by
mean,
Tyler, Kevin?
I think you ruined it for me, Carrie. I got a message saying eBay wanted to do a video, to have me do a video. I'm like, sweet,
Yeah.
because they pay, right? And I'm like,
Yeah, and then they
and then
backed
all of a
off?
sudden it disappears. And I think it corresponded with you on this podcast saying that eBay is dead and dying, and it's
yeah.
a slow death.
You might as well get some money out of them while you can. Just
And I see
write them back.
Hustle at Home Mom gets to do it instead of me. I'm like,
Can I
thanks.
tell you?
Carrie.
Well, she's
I'm
better
sure
than
you lost a
to be
lot of
fair.
sponsorship opportunities because of us, so don't just blame me. But yeah.
That's all right. I ain't doing it.
I will say one thing that I've noticed that is a downside of live selling only is when I look at my sales for the last 30 days, it's just a 0. Just a straight up 0. If I was doing eBay, it would not be a 0. It may not be great, but it would not be a 0.
Oh, I don't
So
know though.
that is a risk.
But it might be a 0 because you would have had to move. You'd have had to put everything in a container and then move.
That's
it
true.
and
I
then
probably would have turned
reopen
off
You
it.
would have
eBay too.
you
Yeah,
would have
true.
relisted them all or reactivated it, and you would have lost half the
would've
stuff. That
lost
would have been a
half of
good
it.
2 months of videos.
I love the feel of just this empty garage.
The
Like,
freeing
it is beautiful.
Because you're gonna go out and buy the first time you buy. I guarantee you, Dave. I think you're gonna have trouble getting enough merchandise. You're not. You're gonna have.
Oh,
plenty.
Dave's gonna be in it. Dave's gonna be a maniac, man. We're gonna walk into a yard sale, and Dave's just gonna jump into a pile of plushes. It's just like I don't care
I'm
the
gonna buy
price.
everything.
I want them all.
I'm gonna buy everything. Kevin, do you have an update on the Dibdit month? Of March? Did we do $100,000 on Dibdit?
Yeah, over 100,000 on Dibdit. Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
we're
wild.
up to about almost 300,000 for the year, and it's growing. And the other marketplaces are growing. That's what's exciting.
Stake
it's like
your claim
Dibdit's-
in Dibdit now while there's still time to
right.
get an audience.
Should
folks.
we sell
Get on
stock?
over there.
We could
We
sell
should,
stock.
yeah, we should.
Yeah.
And then we gotta split it a bunch of times, and then somehow sneak.
I feel like
carries
I'm gonna
away from
get
him, so all of
diluted.
a
I
sudden-
feel like I'm gonna be like that dude in Facebook
Yeah,
that
the
ends
Facebook-
up
that's the
breaking Dave's
Yeah.
laptop in
Yeah, that's
anger
the
or
plan.
whatever.
Yeah, just Carrie, you're out. Sorry.
I mean, you're still here, but you
here,
you
but
have
you're
no
not
stake in
earning
any of
We
anything
it.
still
anymore.
want you to stream live on
The way
your
Kevin's
Twitch
going
channel.
with let's add 6 more people to everything, it's gonna eventually happen.
Carrie,
Listen,
what do you
it's
guess? What do you
working.
guess the Dibdit cards total sales were last month?
I think 40. No, not 40. No, sorry.
Well, gotta be more,
like,
doesn't it?
I don't know. 40,000.
14,000. How do you have so little connection with reality?
I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
crazy.
I don't know. Well, I
What are
mean,
we talking
14.
about?
Is it
Total
14?
sales for the marketplace. You know,
Oh,
we're
for the
talking
marketplace.
about the
Dibdit
growth.
cards.
Oh, I think it was
Yeah,
40,000
Dibdit
since inception, probably.
Maybe,
Because I
yeah.
think I read.
Cool.
I do look at the numbers. I'm not.
Pretty
I'm not
cool. It's
lost.
becoming a real competitor to Whatnot. Whatnot's shaking in their boots. Legitimately, they're scared.
3,000 on one day
Don't
over there.
don't underestimate
Just
cards
saying.
in front of me. First off, I'm gonna
No,
make
I'm
sure that
not.
place works.
You said it's all
Yo,
about gambling.
it's about
That's
ready
your
to
goal
grow up.
for
No.
Whatnot. Oh, wait,
No,
I mean, Dibdit
I'm
cards.
not. You
The
know I'm not
marketplace
into
is
that.
3 months old,
No
y'all.
gambling.
Give it a
no
break.
gambling.
It's actually growing like crazy, in my opinion.
But are we going
I'm
to
loving
start
it.
doing breaks on Dibdit cards? Like
We're gonna start doing
non-gambly
breaks.
Are they all gambly? Like, how's that work?
Well, if you're opening up a pack, there's stated odds. But like, for example, like here's the thing that Topps does with card packs, right? If
Okay.
you read the back of a pack, you can actually receive free cards. I guess that's how they can do it. If you write them or whatever, it's a little different. I'm cool with breaks. I don't want to do repacks. I don't want to do spinning wheels, duck games. I don't want to do any of that. So, but I personally might do a break or two if people need it for support, like to build it. But I'm just going to do singles. I want to show people what they're buying and have them decide. That's how I want to do it personally. But I think breaks are a big part of cards. So if people want to do them,
I've
think
made
it's okay.
predictions about Dibdit, and I said it's $1 million marketplace. 2025, it's going to be way more than that. I'm going to predict that either Threads or Cards will be $1 million marketplace this year. This year, 2025.
I think cards has 100% has the potential. 100%.
Threads sold 8,000 in one day, just about 7,700 in one day on Dibdit Threads.
Dave'sKitchenMarket.com, folks. You know, we sold $100 last month. Yeah.
Kitchen,
That's actually
yeah.
not true. That's not true. 1.5K last month. You know, that's something. That's
Well,
something.
it's
not nothing.
look. That's what people don't get. You have to be active in these things, which I am. Dave
And
was.
I'm not active anywhere.
Carrie is in Cards now.
Yeah. I'm going to get
Well, he
active
did
this
Threads
month.
the other day.
I'm actually
Threads.
taking Activia.
I was on
leading
Dibdit. I
up
did a
to
giveaway
it.
on Dibdit.
Did you?
This is the
I did.
content people want.
Well,
I'll
I mean,
tell
I
you
was talking
though.
about Activia. Can I get some comments about the prank? I want to hear some
Okay,
comments
I got
about the
'em. I got 'em
prank.
pulled
I've
up.
been
I
like
got 'em pulled
avoiding
up
it.
here. Hold on.
I
All right.
know how they liked it. How they liked you. Will the show succeed without me? Is the question.
Eva's Dolls.
No.
How were the
says,
reviews?
Son of a beeps. I absolutely fell for this trash. Good job. That was that one.
nice.
Sandra Jewell says, in the beginning, you two got me. I was sad Dave wasn't going to be on the podcast anymore. Love all
But
three
then
of you on here.
you probably would have quickly got over it, though. I'd say,
Yeah.
how many
Says-
minutes before you'd get over Dave not being on the podcast
Five-
if you were
five
watching?
max, yeah.
7 minutes max.
Secondhand
Because there would
Solo
be the
says-
animal magnetism that I'm bringing to the table and just the mediocrity that you can relate to from Kevin.
This reminds me of the Seinfeld episode of George and Elaine when they feel awkward without Jerry around.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I remember that episode.
I like that. Running
They don't
for
know
the
what
king.
to do.
Thanks for
It
the
is
kind words.
weird.
Hoping to get back on Dibdit for live sales soon. Life
It is a different vibe, 100% without Dave.
And then
Or even without
Mars-
any one of us. It becomes much more reselling based if any one
It
of us
does.
isn't,
Yeah,
isn't
that is
on.
true.
Marcella
If we're
Abel
a
Curtis said
combustible
something I can't repeat.
Trio.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay, so wow, we have like no new reviews on Apple Podcasts. I just looked. There's no new ones. Crazy.
That's terrible. We need some
Yeah.
reviews. I like those. Those
Positive
are funny.
reviews. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're funny, but the oh crap, where did it go? Here it is. Quirky Picker Chad said, "What is your favorite car of all time?" Car.
Car?
I mean, growing up, mine was the Dodge Viper. You know, Carrie, we went to that yard sale. We saw a Dodge Viper in the flesh. Remember?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty
cool.
neat. Yeah.
My favorite
Did
car?
you
I
have
don't
one?
I was never. a car guy.
1993 teal Ford Taurus. That's what I drove in high school.
1977
Nice.
Honda.
And
Accord
obviously,
hatchback.
I was getting a lot of chicks back then in my Ford
Dude,
Taurus.
my
Teal.
Carrie, what's your Honda?
Power,
My
power windows. Cassette
my
player,
van
guys.
just rolled over to
Top of the line.
167K miles. which I was pretty
167K.
proud.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
2,000
that's
more miles.
exactly what my truck is at. I looked at it
Really?
today for the oil change. It goes at 168. I need an oil change. It's 167.
What's cool is mine has the exact number of cockroaches as miles inside it. So that's pretty cool. 167,000 cockroaches.
Were you able to
167,000 miles.
find a bunch of dead ones after you put the
Okay, so
the
I bug
flea
bombed
bombs in
my
there?
car. I don't know if I'm supposed to raid my car, but I did. And I did it 3 times. I triple raided my car. And I will say I now have this anxiety every time I'm in my van. Like, I'm like, I think I'm dying from cockroach spray. But it dissipates in 2 hours. But for some reason, psychologically,
No, I
I'm convinced
couldn't-
my car is killing me. You know, even though it's been a week since I did it. But there is a lot of dead corpses of cockroaches in there. I'm leaving them there, kind of just as a reminder of where I've been. You know,
No, it's also a
Scars
reminder
remain.
it's good for that so you can see the progress, but it also
Yeah.
warns any others that try to
you come
get
here-
into your van. That's your
graveyard
future.
up in my.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm gonna do 3 more before I go on my next yard sailing.
I feel like there's a
excursion.
Kevin Dog joke in here that we're going to
Yeah.
avoid. We should.
Yeah, we're gonna avoid it. But I'm gonna do 3 more things of raid, just to kill like any eggs that might have hatched or whatever. Somehow at some flea market or something, Kevin, I picked up a cockroach infestation in the van. And really the thing that got me was the day me and Carrie and Dawn were driving home from a gymnastics meet, and Dawn sees a cockroach over Carrie's head crawling on the ceiling, and it like falls onto it.
I drove home, I think, once in your van, and I think a cockroach fell out of nowhere, and it freaked me out. I really didn't compute like
They've
that
lived
was
there
a thing
for
that
a couple months.
I didn't really compute that a cockroach would be in a car, and I get
Yeah.
paranoid about a lot of stuff, so I don't know if
It's
it
very
computed,
upsetting.
but looking back, I think that's what it was.
Stevie
Yeah.
Freak Inc. says, now that Dave is gone, I'll come on as a guest.
I saw someone else really
vote-
excited I was
yeah.
gone too. Yeah,
I vote
Steve.
Heckin' Steve doesn't come on the podcast because
That's
he's a little bit boring.
I agree.
Oh wow, Steve! Response in the comments below,
Yeah,
or a
so
full
we
video
can-
about Carrie
yeah,
and how he's a
yeah.
monster.
Yeah,
Preferably.
make a comment so we can delete it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't
Oh,
care.
should we
Steve.
look at
I'm
the
play-
deleted comments?
I'm
Let's see
playing,
what Kevin's
Steve.
been
I'm
deleting.
playing, Steve.
This is always a fun game. What's Kevin been deleting? Have you ever played that game? You just go look at the comments that have been deleted. Oh, hello.
I used to
Kevin, you
say-
haven't deleted any.
That was me. Sorry.
There you go.
Resell Rabbit says maybe I stopped cutting my hair in protest because you stopped watching my videos. What does that mean?
Because Carrie said he stopped watching his videos
Oh.
5 years ago or something.
Dude, he gets a lot of
Wait,
views.
is he
though. Look
still?
at this.
He's still making videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a
Yes.
lot of views, bro. Like more than
know
you.
Well, is he still buying out Kmart?
I got
Because
a
that's what I was
viewer on my
interested in.
videos always comments like, "Why can't you be more like Resell Rabbit?
Why is he so
can't you buy-"
handsome? He's a handsome fella, this Resell Rabbit. Maybe we should put him on our show.
Yeah, he
But I feel
kinda
like I
went
saw a
full
comment of someone who
Fabio.
hated him.
I
Yeah,
think
he's like
I think
he's like freaking Momoa.
his dynamic might work on here for an episode. We should do it just to make Over the Years mad. That's it.
Thrifty Meatball said, Kevin, why are your lips always blue in every video you do?
Kevin?
And what is with all the long sniffing into the mic? I like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
These are good
I
questions.
like
sniff
this.
all the time, y'all, and I try to not hit the.
Kevin's lips are
Always.
blue because he does a lot of blue chew. If you know what I
Oh,
mean.
yeah. It's because of the dysfunction and the erectile.
Eddie said we got him. Thomas said, good, I will start watching it more now. Have the 1 foot flipper join instead. Paige in place of Dave. I like it. Yeah. that's
Yeah, then we'd
pretty
have
good.
5 feet on the podcast.
And right now we have 7. Figure that one out, folks.
One of
Raise
them's
a
a third
tripod.
leg.
We're children. I like how Kevin's mic stopped working right when we started being inappropriate.
I hit mute on accident when I was gonna sniff. There you go.
Him and his long
1
sniffing.
foot
Why do you
flipper
sniff so
said,
much? Is that the Zin?
No, I don't know.
I bet
I
it
never
is the
feel like
Zin.
I do it except for when I'm on a podcast. I disagree on something. This is 1 foot flipper. I think Carrie could do a better at cooking show. Could do better at cooking show than Dave could at
Oh, no
flipping
way.
cards. At flipping
Oh.
cards. Carrie could do.
I think
better.
Dave-
I
I-
don't think so.
Okay.
I think Dave would do better
could
at flipping cards.
flipping cards.
No,
do
I think
too.
Carrie's cooking show would be pretty funny.
Yeah, rice.
I
and,
could-
I mean, I
Yeah.
think entertainment value. Entertainment
tuna.
value.
and rice and tuna.
Yeah, rice and
Yeah,
tuna.
Carrie
Literally
just,
what I
like,
was.
cooking horribly.
You said I wasn't cooking earlier, and I was right. I didn't put tuna in it because I was too lazy, even though I have the ready-made tuna. that's already prepared.
He does
Someone
say this
said-
that Carrie would agree with. The skill
What?
level is off the chart. I worked at a baseball card store for a few years, and my income would instantly drop 90% if I tried to swap something. I don't remember. Basically, he's saying flipping cards isn't easy, is what he's saying.
Dude, I was talking
Flipping
to
ain't
Don
easy.
about
There's a channel name idea.
that is a channel name idea. Yeah, like the only problem is the channel. Like if you have a channel like that, YouTube might turn off the ability for you to be able to watch it between like 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. So you have to be careful.
Hey, you guys got to watch the follow-up Ray Nashville Flipper video, the one that I wasn't
I was
on.
watching it
Dave's running
earlier.
for.
Yeah, the After Dark.
Follow-up. They ask a lot of really good questions, but it was Dave's info that got him thinking in the wrong direction that made them ask all these questions. Dave's info was just get people to follow you on there, and then when you go live somewhere else, they're there. And that's not true. That's not true. So
See, I don't pay attention to any of this. But I did see this comment, and I was curious. Someone said I cut the show at the perfect time in the last episode. When did I cut it, Carrie?
yeah.
Do you
What?
remember?
Oh, I was telling a great story. I was so excited about it, and you cut it off.
Well, what was the story? Let's give you a
I
chance.
don't remember.
Oh, okay. So
Would
we'll
you have a
never get to
story
hear
that
the
you'd
story.
want to tell us?
Did you do
Carrie's
it?
like, hint, hint,
No,
hint.
it's still going.
Carrie's like, I'm tired. Let's end the show.
You can't even give him a full hour and a half now?
I was
know,
trying
dude.
to. Carrie's the
Wait a
one who
minute.
was like,
Dude,
let's
I-
end it.
Podcast
Hey,
is
listen,
going
I-
off the charts. For everybody had dead and buried
Oh,
and
yeah.
tombstones and all this.
Yeah.
This thing is going
The resurgence
off
of
the
Trash
charts,
to
y'all.
Cash. Trash to
Serious.
Cash is back, Jack.
Yeah,
Who'd have
be
thought it was
attractive.
just ridiculous clickbait that we needed?
All we had to do
You're
is
welcome. You're welcome,
clickbait.
guys. Well, the one that really got it was Goodwill's future plans may destroy your reselling business, and then the thumbnail says the end of reselling
Wait
and
a
shows
minute.
Goodwill's
Yeah.
logo.
Some
That was
light-
me who brought the
12,000
topic
views.
up. Why do you
No,
get
I
the
know.
credit?
I'm not taking the credit. I'm just laughing at what the title and the thumbnail
So
were.
what
Kevin.
do we do
Jeez,
to
you
get
can
a
have all the
title? Do we
credit.
already have a title where Kevin's flipping off? Or are we going to say like dead body found?
95% likes versus dislikes on that one, by the way, folks. People
Oh,
aren't
I don't care
loving
about
it.
that. Who cares about that though?
Hey, 95% like. No, 95.8. That's a good
That's
like ratio.
probably one with some good ones that Kevin's
It's not
deleted.
just that one. The last video's off the charts too. We're 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10 every week. And all these new subscribers for all the people who said talk about Dibdit if you want your podcast to go down.
Yeah.
Dibdit.com. Come and join us. It's
Dot
growing
com,
like
guys.
crazy.
Go everywhere
Dibdit
in
is
the
the future
Dibdit
of
family.
whatnot.
Yeah. We're gonna be Dibdit's gonna take over. Shop Commons is probably gonna
Fizzle.
go away at some
Fizzle
point.
out.
But everything else we're a part of, I think, is gonna be successful.
Yeah. Carrie, we do have to do a secret episode. We
Shop
gotta figure
Commons
out
is
when we're
about to
gonna
be
do that.
passed if it already hasn't been
You
passed.
should do half-hour.
Carrie, I have a good idea for a
episodes.
secret episode, actually. We could do one this weekend. We could do
Okay.
a couple this weekend. Maybe I'll bring some stuff to
We
our
should just go like on the
rendezvous.
street and do a Q&A.
Me and Carrie are going
a tiny
camping at a
microphone.
mountain this weekend.
What?
I said we're going
Are we?
camping at a mountain this weekend.
Are we? I don't want to do that.
With cockroaches.
No.
Lava chicken. Okay, anyway, so Finn Wolfhard's movie, Carrie, was pretty good, actually. It was, like,
Yeah.
pretty cliche, campy, like, you know, we've seen the story before, but it was kind of fun.
Have you seen his
It was kinda
music
fun.
too? Like it's like everybody on
No.
Stranger Things has a band. It's like very indie, self-aware.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah. It's so funny because, I mean, Kevin, you've seen this happen many, many times, but it's crazy how, like, all these styles and stuff come back in style. Like, I literally watched a video the other day where it says, upgrading my stairway to be, you know, way better or whatever. And it's this young, like, Gen Z girl.
I saw that.
And it's just a white stairwell. And what she does is she adds my grandma's pictures all the way up the stairwell. I'm like, that's exactly what my grandma's house looked like. Like, literally that whole style of, like, you remember, even my mom had it. The
There's nothing
freaking
new
pictures
under
all
the
the way
sun.
up the stairwell.
Nothing new.
Like, we went to, like, minimalist and nothing, and now it's back.
Yeah,
to
Kevin,
just
remember
put
like
pictures
back
all
in the
way
day
up.
when like roofs were like hay or whatever they used to be, and like then they like said
yeah.
let's make it more secure.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me that, and like the mustache is back that my dad used to have. It's so
Oh
weird.
yeah,
It's
the mustache
so
is
weird.
way
Tom
back.
Selleck. Yeah, I like it.
I would do it
The
if I didn't
mullet
have
a
all
little
these
bit?
eBay's
chins.
coming back. Remember when eBay, and now eBay's coming back strong? Y'all, I'm telling you, eBay is coming back strong.
How deep are you in eBay's pockets to have to bring that up right
I
now when we're
shouldn't
having a
even-
normal
Kevin,
conversation?
Kevin,
Give me my
Kevin.
deal.
Give us the eBay minute.
eBay minute with Kevin.
Things people love. I don't know if that's things people love or if it's things, people, and love. But whatever